household assessments if required. We have also ensured that our communication groups have been activated. It is important for us to be able to stay in touch. We learned a lot of lessons in the Readiness to make an effort to be very communication was one of our greatest challenges, and so actually this morning we are continuing discussions around communication, and we have heard from and are in touch with Starlink and other providers to assist us if necessary. We have also reached out to our partners, and the line of credit entities have been notified by our parish offices to ensure that we can pre-position food as required. I know that St. Mary and the St. Thomas teams, as well as Portland, already started to collect food packages and relief supplies, including bedding, tarpaulins, and toiletries to prepare in case. Because again, lessons learned, if you wait too long, you won't be able to travel, just in case there are any issues that cause barriers on the road. So we do pre-position, and we started that process. Food supplies, as I said, have been collected by some of our parish offices, and our warehouse is presently engaged in food package preparation and general securing of relief supplies. This includes food items that we have secured on pallets and positioned for safety in the event of flooding. Again, flooding not only affects the homes, but it can affect our storage, and so we have that in mind. Additionally, we have reinstated the conversation around the mechanisms related to the payment of emergency grants. This morning we had a good discussion with the need for the World Program, and we are already advancing discussions as necessary as it relates to in-kind or cash grant support from them. Again, further consideration as we are watching closely the development of the pattern. We are verifying the vulnerable groups from park beneficiaries, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, all continue to be able to check in and contact our social workers as necessary, and coordinating with the local authorities, councillors, community leaders, and our teams that are across the country. Emergency hotlines, of course, have been circulated to ensure reporting on needs and any damage, and we have ensured that we have the equipment from phones to our specialized tablets for collection of data, and provision of specific types of gears for our team who will be required to go out there to provide emergency supplies. Even in our contemplation, it's the vehicles that will be required for us to make our way around the country. So we are thinking, preparing, and ensuring that Jamaica is as ready as we can be. I want to urge every citizen to see this as a national effort, not just for the government, but preparedness requires you to have personal responsibility. So it is a time for us to make sure that we are looking around our communities to identify those older persons that might need support, those persons with disabilities that might need a hand, younger persons who might be alone, anyone in your community that is your relative, your friend, even your folks. It's the time to check in and to make sure that we are united in our effort to prepare for what can come. I want to urge you to secure your important documents, your medicine, education cards. These are essential in the event that we need to gather information to be able to support you thereafter. And again, lessons learned from Readiness Jamaica, it becomes more difficult when we don't have a way to verify your identity. So I'm asking you again to make sure that if you are in flood-prone areas, if you are in a space that we learn will be impacted by racism, I'm asking you to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself, protect your space. As a member of Parliament for one of the areas that are risk-averse, it is essential for us to ask the community members to listen for information. But information, you will be in a situation that is even more vulnerable. So at this time, I ask that you stay tuned newspapers, TV, try to get the requisite information from all of the authorized and relevant spaces like the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, so you know if needed where you have to go for support and what you should do to help contribute to this national efforts. We have learned from our past experiences, and this time, as we did, we are active early before the impact and after to make sure that we are prepared, we are doing assessments, we are deploying resources where they are needed the most. Acting early will protect lives and it will minimize damage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister Charles. And I like that you pointed out that we need to be our brothers' keepers and sisters' keepers. That if we know someone who is elderly or is disabled, needs some assistance, that we need to provide it to them, and also that the ministry will be very much ready to support anyone who needs support after the storm has passed. I just wanted to quickly, very quickly speak about schools. I know that's a question that we've been getting a lot of. There's been a lot of inquiries around schools. As many of you know, many of our schools are used as designated earlier. And so our schools are definitely going to be mobilized in particular areas, we believe. And so in terms of schools, what we are saying to our schools at this point is that they need to make preparations to potentially go online. So you need to get ready with Google Classroom, and we understand also that not every community has internet, has access in that way. And that's really why, for us in the ministry, we really don't like, we need to prepare for everyone. Some of our students will not be able to have internet, and so we say to our schools, prepare the worksheets for those children so they can take it home. We don't want to have any large learning gaps taking place, and so we do what we can as we hear the updates. Later today, we will give another update in relation to schools tomorrow. We are waiting for, we will send out an advisory to schools tomorrow. So that's on the matter of schools, and you have many ministers here. You've heard a lot. You have Oddpen who's leading the charge on this, and so I'm going to now open up for questions, and then at the end we have Bishop coming to us. So I'm going to
drain system across the country, particularly in our cities. Could you give us an update on the state of those drains in major town centers? Have they been cleaned in recent times? And could you specifically tell us about the situation in Sandy Gully, in the vicinity of Riverton Meadows? The last time I checked, I saw a significant amount of debris and trees were in Sandy Gully. Will you tell us if that issue has been addressed? The next question will go to Minister Mackenzie. There have been some amount of complaints in recent times, and even before, about garbage collection. Could you tell us or give us an assurance if we are on top of that? And if not, how quickly can this be done before the system actually reaches us? And the final question for me will go to Oddpen. Could you tell us, Mr. Thompson, whether there is sufficient coverage?
All right, thank you. There were 4 questions. Evan, I'm going to throw to you first on the